Hey, I just want to say, whatever you see online, just take it with a grain of salt. The statistics, the one-sided reporting, all the shit you hear, the shit that gets you all riled up. Oh, all these people are buying all this crap on EBT, and I'm paying for it. It's my tax dollars. Da 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 da. Just remember at the end of the day that there's always going to be people that abuse the system. There's always going to be people that piss you off. There's always going to be people that ruin it for everybody else. And we all know that because we played video games when we were a kid. And there was always that one kid that wouldn't cough up the controller even though he lost, and so then mom had to take the whole thing away. Then we had to go outside and play with that asshole that wouldn't give up the controller. We all know. We all know, right? So I'm just saying, take it with a grain of salt and do your best to just try and keep a level head when you think about these. Try to look past the rage bait and just try to process it for what you think it might be instead of what they're telling you it is, right? I'm guilty of this too, but it doesn't serve anybody for people, considering everybody has a voice now. Everybody can jump online and say what they want to say and whatever. It doesn't help anybody to get on here and just yell and rant and bitch and moan and scream about shit that you don't actually know much about. You might know a little half-truth. You might know a part of it. You might know a little bit. Oh, well, the FBI statistics say this, or Harvard studies say that, whatever. All that shit's biased. All of it. It doesn't matter what government facility it comes from, or it doesn't matter what outfit it comes from. It's all biased. And so much of it is impossible to come up with a real number. When they say, like, I don't know, 56% of SNAP recipients spend, 40% of their SNAP benefits on Coca-Cola products. How the fuck would you know that? And even if you could know that, whatever. I mean, it just depends on how much you care about the situation. It depends on how much you let it affect you. So, I don't know. I'm just saying, at the end of the day, man, just try to keep your cool and try to keep a level head, because there's enough people on here that are just spouting at the mouth and pissing people off and making a big deal out of everything. We don't need any more of that. We just need people that are going to figure out a situation, figure out a solution, and go forward with that solution in the best of their ability. And if that means pitching your neighbor $20 so they can eat tonight, maybe that's where you start. Maybe you just start where you can actually affect change. And understand that it's way more meaningful for you to help out a neighbor with even an innocuous chore than it is to get on YouTube and bitch and moan and cry. That's where you can make a real difference. So just, whatever. That's all I want to say.